Hey there, beautiful divine souls, peace, love, and divine light. It is Capra L. Welcome to the Operation Vibration, as I have coined it to be. This journey or this expedition that we're going to be going on is really going to take us into understanding the different ways that we can enact something and change our lifestyle so that we can become the vibrational beings that we were meant to be. So, on today, we are going to be diving into the laws of the universe and how they actually give us the exact keys that we need so that we can elevate into that new vibration, into that essence that we have been destined to step into. So go ahead and get your pens and your pads ready. At the end of this video, there will be some downloads for you. But for now, I want you to kind of get the gist and understanding of how the laws of the universe is meant to serve you and how you can enact them inside of your life. All right, so we all know that the universe is a masterfully built system that operates on vibration and energy and communication. It has a lot of different partakes of it that we still cannot comprehend inside of these human mindsets that we currently have, right? But the universe is conducting frequently these 12 laws, and it's not really 12, but we'll get into that in a second. But there are 12 commonly used and commonly known and acknowledged laws that our human minds currently wrap ourselves around when we go into teachings and understandings of different spiritual awarenesses. Now, these 12 different laws, I believe, can really enrich our lives if we allow them to be utilized and actually come inside our lifestyle and blend it in so that it makes us subjective to really understanding who we are and become masters of who we are along the way as well. Now, from my understanding and downloads about this, because I always go into like spiritual downloads so I can make sure I'm delivering the message appropriately, the number I heard was 17. So that means 17 laws are actually going to be the most useful as we are trying to raise our frequency and our vibration. So that sent me on this hunt. And I had to remember, because it was something that I had forgotten, the laws of Ma'at. So in ancient Egypt, there was the laws of Ma'at. There were 48 of them. And of those 48, we have broken it down to 12 through time. But those laws were put in place to help us become the greatest version of selves and learn how to operate ourselves as highly powered spiritual beings. So you can definitely go back to that and do some research into that of yourself. But as for today, we're only going to focus on the first and second laws of the universe, because those two will really help you move forward into your evolution and your elevation of your energy. All right, so let's go. Now, before we actually kind of move into that, I kind of jumped the gun a bit. I think it's really important and fair that we go into some detail as to why, right? Because you can't do anything without having a why. Why is it important to have universal laws and enact them into our lives? So we are multi-level beings. We are spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, mental, energetic beings. But we are also multiverse beings. Inside of us is a multiverse that operates just as it does outside of us. As the saying goes, as above, so below. Above, below, so within, so without, right? So the universe exists all around us and within us. And those levels that we talked about, the spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, even the etheric self, are just micro universes that exist, and we have to become masters of those universes. But how do you do that? Well, this is why the laws were set out, so that we can become the masters of those universes by using those keys that have been laid out for us along the way. I'm hoping this is making sense for you. By the way, I want to leave a fun fact. Universe, U-N-I verse, right? So if we are conversing with the universe, we are in conversation, then we've got to get on the line. We've got to get into alignment. And so this is also why it's really, really, really super important to not take the moments that we have to understand and understand what the power of having a universe within us is and having one without us is as well. All right, so these foundational laws are led by the law of oneness. And this law reminds us that we are all interconnected and we are all interwoven inside of this existence of life. Now, in order for us to truly come together and be a collective inside of the law of oneness, we really have to first start to truly understand and master ourselves before we can externally master the collectiveness, right? So through self-discovery, through self-love, through self-compassion, those things will really help us to really step into that mastery, because we've been trained through the years to dislike ourselves, sometimes even hate ourselves, to not dive in deep to understand ourselves and unlock the many different potentialities that we have, to not love ourselves in a sense to where, like I said before, we literally hate ourselves. And so the compassion part is the healing balm of it all. So make sure you're enacting that self-compassion when things are getting rough along the journey. You're not beating yourself up with negative self-talk. You're actually being really gentle and saying, hey, it's okay. I'm learning along the way. Not forgiving it to the degree that if you've hurt someone, you want to apologize for that. Universe, I'm sorry for that. Self, I'm sorry for that. But you do want to still have the compassion and not berate yourself along the way. Okay, so when you start your day, one thing that I have found to be very helpful is have a ritual of self-love work, extreme self-care, self-forgiveness, and meditation. Now, these four things I think that I mentioned really have helped me to gain ground, because if I start my day with loving myself a little bit more and taking the time to give myself the self-care that I deserve to have, and giving myself the permission to be forgiven, those things in itself will propel you, because you stop carrying that dense, heavy energy of lower vibrational workings. Okay, so the law of vibration is really a simple one to enact inside of your day. It's really you taking into account, where am I? What my emotions feel like. What is the height of my emotions right now that is taking precedence over everything? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling heavy? Am I feeling courageous? Am I feeling joyful? And being brutally honest with yourself with how you're feeling. That will really help you to understand where you are inside of the vibration that you're outputting into the world currently. And then I want you to focus on how you can simmer that. If it's a vibration that's dense, how can you flip it and reverse it? How can you make it useful? Right? Because the point of it is to acknowledge it and then find out how to come out of it. That is how you begin to really truly evolve, because now you're becoming in control of your emotions, your energy in motion, your vibration, instead of your energy in motion becoming you and showing the world who you are, which may not always be who you want them to see. Right? Because we're all works in progress. So just because I'm angry today does not mean that I'm always angry, but I'm working through an emotion, right? So honestly, doing the work has been pivotal in honoring and acknowledging where I am, but giving moments to my day, my first parts of my day, and saying, where am I today? Do I feel light? Do I feel heavy? What's going on? And how can I reverse this, transmute this, and how can I be better when I show up today? Okay, so I'm going to include a free worksheet at the bottom or in the comments for you to click and download and utilize. And this will help you to stay accountable and help you inside of the growth. All right, so now we're going to wrap up today's conversation, and this is just part one. There will be several more to come, so make sure you are tuning in. But remember, more than anything, that this journey is all about liberation. It's all about elevation, evolution. It has its beautiful undertone. It may take a little elbow grease, but I promise, it's well worth it when you take it seriously and incorporate all the things that you're going to be learning. If you have not already, don't forget to click the links in the bio, in the description, and inside of the comments for your free checklist. It is downloadable, and also your Vibrate Higher workbook. Also, if you have not already, and your free sheet for today. That's really, really important because that's an extra bonus that just goes along with today. But if you have not already, please subscribe, thumbs up this, and make sure you click that notifications bell so you are notified when I post something new to this series. And in the meantime, also share this with at least 5 people. Look, when we get ready to hit this new eclipse that's coming up in April, it's going to be really important that as many people are physically ready to receive those DNA upgrades and are physically and vibrationally and emotionally ready to move into the next stages of our extreme existence. Okay, so if you have anything you would like to share, please leave it in the comments below. That of course helps the algorithm move a little bit faster and kind of inserts these videos out there for the rest of the world to see. And I thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more wonderful things with you in our next video. See you soon.